Hey everyone. So, what if I told you that earning more money doesn't automatically make you wealthier? Crazy, right? Well, welcome to today's Explainer, where we're going to completely unpack the research behind, honestly, one of the most persistent financial illusions out there. We are constantly told that the path to financial freedom is simply to climb the corporate ladder, secure that promotion, and boost our salary. But if that's the whole truth, why are so many high earners feeling so incredibly stuck? It really is a fascinating paradox, isn't it? Millions of people receive raises, secure promotions, and negotiate higher salaries every single year. Yet, despite this massive influx of cash, they are still living paycheck to paycheck. They're literally watching their bank account strain down to near zero by the end of the month, no matter how much their gross pay increases. So, how is that even possible? Where on earth is all that extra money actually going? Okay, let's dive right into this. Section 1, the high income illusion. We generally tend to assume that financial struggles are strictly a math issue for lower incomes, that there just isn't enough cash coming in to cover the basics. But the data tells a completely different story. According to recent surveys, a shockingly large percentage of people earning really substantial salaries, we're talking 75,000, 100,000, or even over 150 grand a year, are often still struggling financially. They are trapped in the exact same paycheck to paycheck cycle as people earning a fraction of what they do. This absolutely proves that the problem isn't always the income itself. So if a six-figure salary isn't the cure to financial stress, what is the actual disease? Well, that brings us to Section 2, the lifestyle inflation trap. This right here is the silent destroyer of financial futures. It's this invisible force that basically eats your raises for breakfast and keeps you running in place. Let's define exactly what we're looking at here. Lifestyle inflation happens when your spending naturally creeps up to match your new income. You get a raise, and instead of banking that extra money, your baseline for what is normal or necessary just shifts upward, almost by magic, right? Every single extra dollar you just worked so hard to earn completely disappears into your day-to-day life without you even noticing. And it happens so fast, you barely realize you're on the treadmill. Think about it. You get the raise. Suddenly, your current place feels a bit cramped, so you move into a bigger apartment. Then, that old car isn't quite fitting your fancy new job title, so you finance a newer car. You upgrade your phone to the absolute latest model. You start eating out at nicer places, a lot more often. Boom, boom, boom. The upgrades happen incredibly fast, and suddenly, your entire raise is completely swallowed up in monthly payments and elevated lifestyle costs. And this brilliantly illustrates the trap. Your income line is pointing up and to the right. You are officially making more money. But your savings, your investments, they are completely flatlined. You definitely feel richer because you're driving a nicer car and living in a fancier building, but on paper, your net worth isn't growing at all. You aren't actually building wealth. You're really just expanding your overhead. The reason this trap is so incredibly hard to escape is actually deeply rooted in human psychology. It's a concept called the hedonic treadmill. See, humans are remarkably adaptable. That dream car you saved up for, after a few months of commuting in it, it just becomes your car. That luxury apartment, soon enough, it's just where you sleep. The thrill wears off, your happiness returns to its baseline, and suddenly you're looking around for the next upgrade to give you that same rush. You are running faster and faster on the treadmill, but staying in the exact same spot financially. Let's move on and see how this builds in Section 3, Income versus True Wealth. So, how does this actually play out in the real world? Let's compare two hypothetical people. Person A earns $60,000 a year, but they are highly disciplined. They save and invest 20% of their income. Now, person B earns double, 120 grand a year, but they've completely fallen victim to lifestyle inflation. They spend almost everything they make just to maintain their high-end lifestyle. Now, who do you think is actually building wealth faster? The answer is obvious. Person A is quietly getting richer every single month, while person B is just a highly paid employee teetering right on the edge of broke. So the absolutely crucial point here is this. Financial freedom is not created by your income level alone. It is entirely created by the gap, that difference between what you earn and what you spend. That gap is your wealth building engine. If you make 200 grand but spend 200 grand, your gap is zero. You literally have no engine. Managing that gap is the ultimate secret to financial independence. This is exactly what self-made wealthy individuals do differently. When their income increases, they don't immediately crank up their lifestyle. They widen the gap. They use that new money to buy assets, things that actually put money back into their pockets, like investments. The average person, though, uses a raise to buy liabilities, things that take money out of their pockets, like expensive car loans. One mindset focuses on looking rich for temporary pleasure. The other focuses on becoming rich for long-term freedom. All right, let's get to the good stuff. Section 4, how to escape. We've identified the trap, so now it's time to break out of it. And what's really interesting about these rules of escape is how incredibly simple they are to implement today. First, the 50% rule. Whenever you get a raise, immediately automate at least 50% of it straight into investments. You still get to enjoy the other half to improve your life, but you guarantee that your wealth grows alongside your income. Second, track your spending for just one single month. I promise you, the leaks in your budget will absolutely shock you. And third, shift your focus from your salary to your net worth. A high salary is great, for sure, but a growing net worth is what actually buys your freedom. Because ultimately, what is the whole point of all this? Building wealth isn't about hoarding cash or trying to impress the people you went to high school with. It is fundamentally about creating options. When you escape the wealth trap, you unlock the option to retire early if you want to. You get the option to work less and spend more time with your family. You literally earn the right to live life entirely on your own terms, completely insulated from the stress of living paycheck to paycheck. If you take absolutely nothing else away from this explainer, let it be this powerful truth. It's not how much money you make, it's how much money you keep and grow. That right there is the absolute essence of financial freedom. So I want to leave you with this one provocative question to chew on today as you look at your own bank statements and your own lifestyle. Look in the mirror and ask yourself honestly, are you actually building wealth or are you just looking rich? The answer might just change the entire trajectory of your financial life. Thanks so much for joining me for this explainer, and I'll catch you next time.